All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? We are back in the building. Did y'all miss us?
Y'all missed us.
Did y'all miss us? Oh boy, and as always, we are here to bring you practical solutions that you can apply easily, naturally, and automatically
in your everyday life, so you can tap into unlimited potential
and rise to the highest version of yourself. All right. Y'all didn't think we forgot our intro, did you?
Come on.
Come on now. What's up, family? What's up? What's up? It's so good to see y'all in the building. Hopefully y'all have been doing well. You've been taking care of yourselves. So much has been going on.
A lot has been happening, but a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. And today's topic, it may be a short one, so more likely we're gonna end up opening this up for any type of QAs.
Under your chair.
Oh no. Okay. More likely towards the end, we're gonna open this up for any type of QAs, because for what we have to say this evening, it's going to be real short and sweet, to be honest with you. Anything other than that is going to be just going over some stuff.
That's right. We just really touching base with y'all because we hadn't been live in a minute. You know, mainly because we have been really taking this time to invest in ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been loving up on ourselves. We've been growing, and I've been painting like crazy.
Yeah.
It's growing. The skill, the talent is really growing.
Mm-hmm.
My baby's been doing his graphic design stuff, and we've been eating a lot of good food.
Real good food.
You know, and we're just making plans to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the plans are coming into fruition.
Fruition. They are manifesting.
They're manifesting.
That's what they're doing.
Oh gosh, I can't even say the word. But yeah, we've really just been trying to stay off of social media, taking like a tiny purge. But every now and again, we'll put something on Instagram, you know, just to keep the
algorithm going.
Yeah, so it doesn't get just stagnant.
Let people know we still
here.
we
here.
We still together. Ain't no way it's gonna come apart.
Right.
So,
I know they're probably like, I wonder if they still together. You think they broke up?
They broke up.
They ain't been alive in a whole. Nah, that ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
It ain't happening, Captain.
That ain't happening at all. All
right.
right.
We good.
But real quick, just want to give a quick shout out to all of our new subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully y'all have had some time to go through the old archive and catch up to where we've been going right now. Mm-hmm. And you can probably see the progression of where we've gone from being all in the twin flame stuff, you know, all lovey-dovey, you know, helping people, but then stepping into our spiritual journey and actually growing and ascending and gaining knowledge and things of that nature, so that we can transcend all of this BS that's going on right now.
That's right. That's
okay.
Right.
So, with that being said, we're going to get into our topic today, which is changer of worlds, or how twin flames affect the world, or actually affect worlds. Okay? Because, you know, for a lot of YouTubers, with everything that's been going on, just so they can keep their algorithm going, all of the stuff that's been going on as far as I'm gonna say how Dr. Mumbai says the double Big Mac. You know how people have been getting the double Big Mac. They've been talking about that.
Triple, quadruple Big Mac also.
You got a lot of people talking about stuff that's going on in Russia and Ukraine. You got people talking about the gas prices going up, which that is freaking ridiculous. It almost got $5 over here, but it's coming back down. It's coming back down. We at $3.99 right now. So
some parts,
yeah. But see, I think the thing for us is that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we didn't let any of that affect what was going on in our reality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's right.
And that's how you change worlds.
I want to say shout out to the Pure Bloods.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Pure Bloods.
Big shout out. Big shout out to the Pure Bloods. Those of you who hung in there, you know, you didn't fold, you didn't fall. You stayed true.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And you kept it real with yourself. You took a stand and you didn't let anything deter you.
No.
Because you knew in your heart of hearts and in your soul you were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't care what the masses were doing.
Mm-mm.
You said something ain't right about this.
Mm-hmm.
And you stuck to your guns. I know some of you even left your JOBs.
Yep.
You said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I damn sure I'm not doing that, you know? And I want to say big up to y'all because it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of tenacity. It takes a lot of faith, you know, to not go in the direction where everyone is going because that's the thing that they're doing.
Right.
You know, it takes a lot for you to really follow your soul's path. Right? So I want to say big up.
Yeah. Because I know
shout out.
Because I know a lot of y'all are feeling relieved.
Right.
And actually, was it venerated? Not venerated, but actually almost like a pat on the back. Because when the news came out that that these double Big Macs and triple Big Macs and quadruple Big Macs wasn't working, and they actually admitted, like, oh, you know, with these things, you know, you have side effects to this. Like, like we told y'all from the beginning.
Right.
But hey.
Anyhow, that's a whole nother video. We ain't here to talk about that. We just wanted to say shout out.
Y'all did it.
Big up, shout out to those people that stayed true no matter what was happening outside of them. You guys turned inward and you were led from the soul and not from fear and pressure.
Right.
So big up, y'all. I'm so proud of y'all.
Yeah. And because you all stood up, now the worlds are changing.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's how change really comes. Change doesn't come by, and you can actually see the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yep.
Change did not happen after the protest. Change did not happen after I mean, there were so many things that were done. I can't even go through it all. There's just so much that has been going on, but change didn't come because of that. Change came because people started to tell their own story.
That's right.
They started to believe their own stories and their own truth. And see, what happened was that because we started believing our own story and believing our own truths, that is what manifested. Okay? And it actually shows how powerful you and I are, is that because we focused on ourselves, our environments are changing. Okay? Right. And it's just like any change of power, or as we can say, the shift that is happening right now, is that the power lies within us. It always was in us, because the only reason that the whole narrative for the double jab and all the other stuff was going on is that because we were giving it energy. And we said, you know what? I ain't giving you no more energy.
That's right. We took it back. We took back our power where it rightfully belongs with us.
Right.
And so this is where this big shift. We are moving from the SHIT into the SHIFT. So from that to the shift, right?
Yeah.
But you need, we all need a little manure, right?
Yeah. Hey, you gotta
fertilizer.
It helps to grow, and actually it helped us to grow. And because of this whole shift, because you know, one of the things we were planning on doing was we were planning on doing a whole video for the whole spring equinox. And by the way, Happy New Year.
Right?
You have made it into the new year. But you know what? One of the reasons we didn't do a video is that because it's not our story or our instructions that we wanted you all to follow. And we hope that you really went in and did your own thing and christening yourself into this new year.
Yeah, because it is a new year, and you can tell. I mean, you know, they have the the Matrix created their own algorithm as far as what the new year is. But when you really think about something new, you think about something that's blossoming, something that's birthing. In January, there's nothing birthing in January except for babies that are being born.
Right.
But when you look on the planet, everything is pretty much dead. But when you look at April now, this is the month of fertility, growth, newness. Everything is springing forward. You know, the spring equinox. This is really the new year. Before this went and messed with the whole Gregorian calendar came into play. So this is the official new year, guys.
Yes. Now, there may be some controversial things that we want to say, but we're not sure if everybody is ready for it yet.
Oh boy.
Well, at least I want to say.
Oh boy.
But before we go into that, I know my baby pulled a card.
There we go.
Let's see what this card
came
out first.
You really gonna scratch that itch. I don't even know what it is, but I know it's an itch you about to scratch.
You gotta scratch it. But boom, this card popped out.
And this is so in alignment with what you just talked about. I'm just going to literally just repeat what you said.
Right.
This is the Queen of Water. So this one is calling you to trust in your own feelings and senses. Trust your intuition. Look beyond the surface. You know, a lot of things that's happening, like my baby said, it's all distractions. Believe it or not. Look here, look here, look here. Smokes and mirrors, you know, to keep you away from really on your journey, which is yourself to really ascend up out of this this type of situationship.
This firmament, this experience, this plane, whatever you want to put on it.
Right. And when you focus on that, you know, yourself, your senses and things of that nature, you will manifest a positive outcome. You know, this is the Queen of Water. It says here, to show vulnerability is to show strength. Okay. So don't be so hard on yourself and so like you got to be vulnerable, especially when you're dealing with love. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be true to yourself. If something is not for you, if something doesn't feel right, it's not right. That's why I said big up to the pure bloods.
Yes,
because you know that did not feel right. And it takes a certain level of vulnerability to say, hey, no, just put it all on the table. Be vulnerable. I don't like it. I don't trust it. No. You know?
Right.
That's beautiful. And it says here, don't overextend yourself emotionally. This is the time that you want to keep stuff balanced. You really want to not overextend yourself because this is where you can be stressed out.
Yes.
You know, water represents emotions also. So you don't want to be drowning in your own emotions because you're doing too much. You know, the energy output is not matching the energy input. You really want to make sure you have that balance out there. And be the embodiment of love. Okay? Be the embodiment of love. Don't fall for the fear propaganda. You know, exude love.
Right.
Because that's where we're from.
Right.
Okay? And it's really just a reminder to be gentle, empathetic, you know, be a gentle, empathetic soul, and pay attention to your intuition.
Yes.
Okay.
That is very key because if we think about it, we move from the era of Pisces, which no shade on Pisces because I'm a Pisces. We went from the age of believing into the age of knowing, into the age of Aquarius, which has to deal with air. And when you look at the element of air, it's dealing with the thoughts.
Right.
So whoever is the master of the thoughts is the master of that reality.
Communication.
Okay. Communication. Okay. I'm sounding like Marco right now. But anyway, that's the side note. I'm fluttering off. But since we are in the age of Aquarius and knowing that we're dealing with the element of air and dealing with our thoughts, your thoughts are literally going to create the reality that you are living in, which is going to change your world and as a domino effect, change other worlds around you.
That is true.
Okay? But now here's the thing, because there's cosmic powers that are in play here. If you hadn't noticed by now, we have so much help coming from higher realms, help coming from other dimensions, coming from other solar galaxies. We got plenty of help.
And if you hadn't noticed, it's simply because you don't want to.
Right. Now, this cosmic health is going to make sure that balance is maintained.
Oh, yeah.
So even though there are some people out there, and we're not saying that it's you, we know we got other people that are out there. But for those who have those negative thoughts, those thoughts of trying to get over on people, for those people who are looking to just take, their thoughts are not going to be manifested in this new reality that we are shaping as we speak.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say like Ralph Smart. This is we're creating water relationships.
Yes.
We're moving from the age of creating Coca-Cola relationships to water relationships, in the words of Ralph Smart.
Yes, yes, okay? Yes. And so as we move into this age of Aquarius, it is very, very key. Now, here's the thing, because, and once again, just going back to 2019, when we told everybody that you need to be doing your shadow work.
We went in hard with that one.
Yeah, we went in real hard. Because right now, since we're in our thoughts, and you know, if you've been really hard on yourself, staying positive can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, it's just like the Queen of Water that we were just looking at a moment ago. It's like you got to really be mindful of your thoughts and mindful of the distractions that are around you, because if you're looking at this distraction over here, you're not focusing your thoughts on what type of reality you want to experience.
Right.
Do you want to experience a reality where there's abundance of food, or do you want to experience a reality where there's a food shortage?
Because whatever you focus on is going to grow. You know, but we know we hadn't been here in about over a month.
Yeah, it's been a month.
And we have a lot of new subscribers.
Yes.
So if you guys have any questions for us, if you're new, we welcome you, and we ask that don't forget to put a handy dandy like on the video.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thumbs up.
Just a little bit of housekeeping.
Yep.
Handy dandy like, and if you want to go ahead and share the video, feel free to share the video. Also, if you want to donate, you know, to keep the channel going and everything like that,
yes,
feel free, because we're looking to upgrade, get a different camera, different mic, because we've been looking at some of the past videos. There's a lag in some of the videos, so if you want to help out so that we can upgrade and get a better equipment so that, you know, we could actually have better videos, feel free to drop something in our Cashapp. You can super chat. However, you know, it doesn't matter. We prefer the Cashapp because you know how YouTube do.
Yeah.
They take their cut first, and boy, is it a big cut. So however you want to help out with the new equipment, we will appreciate anything.
Yeah.
But again, welcome to the newbies.
Yes, welcome.
If you guys have questions, you know, please feel free to drop it in the chat.
Yes, please drop it in the chat. And what's up, Jay-Z?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Girl, you know we ain't going nowhere. We always been here. We still in the comments, answering comments, messages on Instagram and everything of that nature. So we always here. It's just but see, this is, I would say that the hiatus that we took, and the hiatus that we took is really just energy management.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just be real for right now. Because with people like us, like, we pour our hearts out, and thank you so much, Empress Duality. Thank you for that lovely donation. We appreciate you so much. When you have YouTubers like us, say for example like Q Reeves, Rashad Jamal, gosh, who else? Dr. Mumbai, Brother Panic. Gosh, it's so many. I can't even just go through it, but we have so many people that are out here that are just spreading truth, helping people get back into their center, helping them to grow. And for a lot of these YouTubers, and for the ones who are putting out truth, they're putting in hours. They're taking away from their own time. Because I remember Marco talking about, he didn't want to be a public speaker.
Right.
He wanted to be a professional bowler.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
And you know, so you got to give a big ups to those who are in this community who are actually spreading real truth,
Yeah.
really helping you to tap into yourself, just to have that energy exchange of like, we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that there. So not only do we ask that you help support us, but also help support all of
Other
us.
YouTubers, the ones who are going out there going for broke
Mm-hmm.
and getting banned and blocked and still spreading the truth so that
Man.
the population can awaken. I mean, they're
Mm-hmm.
literally on a mission. So if you guys are, if you can in any way, get them $1, get them $2, give
Yeah.
them something, some type of energy. Send
Yeah.
them something in the mail if you got their address.
Yeah.
Just to help them along their journey
Oh,
of changing the world, because that's really what they're doing. They're changing the world.
yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
one person. Sometimes people are shy, and that's what I'm starting to notice. Like the people who you know come out on YouTube or any form of social media, and they start giving really, really valuable information that you might not have known before. Like they get downloads, they
Mm-hmm.
do research, extensive research for years, and then one day they're like, you know what? Let me go share this information. A lot of them are shy.
Very shy.
A lot of them are introverts.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to do this. They have like dreams and goals, that personal dreams and goals that they want to do, but a lot of them put that aside to follow their soul's path to make the world a
Mm-hmm.
better place.
Yes.
And whenever you come across people like that and you feel them like that,
Appreciate it.
you know, give them some energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to check on your strong friends. You know how they say
Yeah.
you got to make sure your strong friends are doing okay. So if you're listening to someone, not necessarily us, we are
Yeah.
grateful, but any YouTuber, any influencer per se that is spreading positivity, find a way if you can to help to encourage them to continue to spread that light, because sometimes they do get discouraged. They might not always say it, you know
Mm-hmm.
that's because mission is first,
Yes.
so they're not going to necessarily express that.
Right.
But sometimes things do kind of discourage them, because after all, we still have this human
Yeah.
vehicle that we're traveling in, and the
Mm-hmm.
vehicle is still going to feel the bumps in the road, even though our
Yes.
soul is like infinite and forever and don't need sleep and none of that stuff. The soul still has this vessel to deal with, and this vessel comes
Mm-hmm.
with emotions and things of that nature. Still human.
Right.
So we just wanted to let you guys know to support the people that inspire you. Don't be afraid to support them if you can, and
Mm-hmm.
encourage them so that they can keep doing what they're doing, so that the others that come behind us can have something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
think of the people, our ancestors in Egypt.
Right.
They left a lot of information on the walls. They
Yep.
left it for the people that's coming behind them.
Yep. And that's why we pull libations
Yeah.
for our ancestors. We show our appreciation. We send them their ashes.
Yeah.
We do what we can for our ancestors that left information behind for us,
Yeah.
so that we can actually evolve and ascend. Which actually, in a conversation we had the other day,
Yeah.
we actually realized that the only reason that they wrote the things on the Egyptian walls is that because they knew that they were going to end up coming back,
Right.
and they didn't want to forget all of the things that they've learned. So
Right.
just think about that. Like, so you, yes, you probably was the scribe that was chipping
Right.
things
One of
in
y'all.
the Egypt wall, so that when you saw it again, you'd be like, oh, I know what to do.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So just keep that in mind. All
Mhm.
right. And quick shout out to a brother on Etsy who gifted these to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Yes.
We had posted this on our IG and on our YouTube channel a few weeks ago. Probably just gonna post it again, because right now, right off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of his Etsy store. But these are like super dope. Just giving Jack his jacket, right? These are this one is made of copper, and it actually has crystal quartz on the inside of it. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, is made out of zinc. Now, he actually sent this to us because what it actually does when you hold it, I mean, just holding it has the ability to help build your electromagnetic field, which actually helps give you more energy, which hence why I'll probably be out there skating and all this other stuff. But just keep in mind that probably after this video, we're just going to repost that information so that you all can look at his store and look at all the things that he has to offer, because these are super, super dope. I mean, it really helps, especially in the meditation practice and whatnot. So just giving a big up to these creators that are out here. Definitely show the support to it. And we don't know if our girl Charlotte is in the building or not. But Charlotte, she has been one of our day ones. And what's up, Max? We see you in the building.
Oh, Max is here.
Charlotte is doing her own thing as well with her womb. What is it? Womb University.
Wombversity.
Wombversity. She is out there on the grind, having her products out there for the ladies who probably need that punani spray or any other thing that's out there. They have some awesome products
for men too.
Yeah, for men too.
Men and women.
Okay. Yeah. So just giving a big shout out to, because we are the creators. Do y'all realize right now that we are building the foundation of what this fifth dimensional experience is going to be?
That's right.
That's why it is so important to keep these thoughts together so that we can create with a clear mind, with the clear intentions.
Yes, and if you guys want to support Charlotte, feel free to go to her. I know she has it on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
Charlotte Hubbard. If you type in her name, Charlotte Hubbard, on Facebook, her page will come up, and she will be able to let you know how you can purchase some of her products. We just purchased some of her products because we believe in supporting our people. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something like that, it's definitely important to have the support behind you. If you can, always support your people, to encourage them. You know, this is how we get rid of the reptilians. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, hey, put it out there.
This is how we get rid of the Louis Vuitton people.
Louis Vuitton.
the Tommy Hilfiger. You know, this is how we get rid of these type of reptilians that just come and they just kind of like, everybody just give them the energy, because why? They're there, they've been around. But at the end of the day, it's best to pull your energy away from those thoughts, okay, and put it into the young and upcoming. So that's what we try to do.
Yeah, and this is how we affect worlds. Because once again, you know, you're probably thinking like, how is this even relevant to the title that y'all put on here?
That's how you do it.
This is how you change worlds. This is how you affect worlds. Because understand, I have my world. Alicia has her world. Her world influences my world, and vice versa. And then when we go out and interact with other people, we're affecting their world too.
Exactly. And with that being said, could you pass me my Wonder Woman?
This one?
No, the one with the whirl on her head.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
Let me get my Wonder Woman so y'all can see what we're talking about. Because this is important, so you could understand what we say with the world. So you remember my Wonder Woman? This is one that started the whole shebang. So you see how she has a world above her? So when you think of an individual, right, think of them like this. Because each and every one of us, and this is important for you to remember when you interact with others, even your twin flame, okay, you got to understand that we each have our own world. You know why? Because perception, right, which is the way that you view the world, right, creates your reality. And a world is really a reality, right? So we all have different reality, which is different worlds due to our different perceptions. Even though you might have a similar perception, it's still not identical. So each person carries their own world. And so how you interact with that other person could change their world. It could shift their world for good or for bad, for better or for worse. Right? That's why you really want to take time to heal. Take time to heal on your own. Or if you
Mhm.
need help, get the help that you need. Just let them know, hey, I'm working on myself and I just need some help.
Right.
So that way that person could know that you're not at your highest state.
Right.
And you are aware that you're not at your highest state. So that they'll be able to hold you accountable.
Right.
Because the worst thing is to hold somebody accountable when they don't know that they're not at their highest state. You know what I'm saying? They'll fight you.
Yeah.
But if you come to someone for assistance and you already know, okay, I know I need to work on this particular thing. And when
Mhm.
that person see you slipping up, they're like, hey, I thought we said A, B, and C. You're gonna be like, you're right, thanks.
Yeah.
Instead of who
Yeah.
you think you are, who you can't tell, and look at what you
I'm
did
gonna do what I
yesterday.
want to do.
See, that's the toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to know where people are at and how far they're willing to go as far as growing.
Right.
That way you know where your place should be.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not stepping out of line.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So keep that in mind. Everyone has a world. Go back to the beginning, so you have to get this in your subconscious.
Yeah.
Every time you see someone, they carry a world. We all have worlds, okay? And words create worlds, okay? So just keep that in mind.
Yes.
And you can shift someone's world for the better, for worse, for good or for bad.
Right.
All right? It's all up to you and how much healing you've done on your own self that will determine how you shift another person's world.
Yep.
And when worlds, multiple worlds start shifting, that's when you have the collective shift.
Yes. And that is what we are that is what we are experiencing right now. Because if you look at what's going on in Jamaica, for example,
that's a big. Y'all heard that?
If y'all have heard about what's going on in Jamaica, just drop a 1 in the chat.
Put a 1.
Just put a 1 in the chat if you know what's going on in Jamaica.
Yeah, drop a 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys know what is happening in the Caribbean on the beautiful island of Jamaica right now. If you don't know, it's okay. We'll tell you. Put a 2 if you don't know, because I think this is headed in an upward direction, right? I think this is headed in an upward direction.
Yes.
I think the people are finally starting to get it now. They're finally starting to realize that they don't need to be colonized, that they have a mind of their own, right? Okay. Mex knows. Okay.
We're not surprised Mex knows.
Mex knows. But there is really a shift in consciousness that's taking place right now as we speak. Think about it. 10, 15 years ago, right? You were not able, well, you could have, but you would have definitely been the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs one. How many people you can really talk to and they'll tell you straight up, listen, I teleported here. My ancestors communicated with me last night. Ooh, I got this download. Man, you should have seen this dream. I was in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? I seen Papa Leg, but he was like, "What's up?" That was not happening 10 years ago on the scale that it's happening now. So something shifted. Something shifted, and in 2012, that shit skyrocketed.
Yes, it did.
Because now everyone is free and they're open to talk about their experiences. So we have a lot of tools in the chat, so people don't know what's happening in Jamaica. Okay. I'm gonna let my baby tell you because he likes to tell it.
All right. So
sip on my drink water, my business.
So on I believe it was on March the 21st, somewhere between March the 21st to March the 23rd. If you haven't heard, Jamaica is putting in their request to be independent, no longer controlled by the Queen. Okay, and so because the Queen didn't want to, and I can't even call her a queen because she's not a freaking queen.
Do like this. Do like this.
Elizabeth.
Listen.
What is her last name? What is
Lizard? We're gonna just call her Lizard for right now.
No, we're gonna say Elizabeth.
Lizard.
Elizabeth sent her kids. Is that her kids or her nephew? They were part of the royal. Part of the royal, the non-royal family. Yeah. So she sent William and his wife down to Jamaica to go down and talk to the people of Jamaica and say, hey, you know what? Y'all should let us continue to colonize you. Well, you don't need to be independent. I'm saying,
what you need to be free? What you need to be free for? You're not. Come on now.
I'm paraphrasing, but that's why she sent William and his wife down to Jamaica to try to convince the Jamaican people that they didn't need to be independent and that they still needed to be colonized by Europe.
And tell them the put the insult to the injury.
Then insult to injury, they were like, you know what? We're gonna come down here and try to convince you to stay with us. But in the meantime, we got this plane that we plan on flying to your country. We're gonna need y'all to handle that bill for us.
Yes, y'all see what we're saying here. Y'all, could y'all believe this shit?
They take it upon themselves to fly to Jamaica, and they want Jamaica to pay for their plane ticket.
Because they need to send them a message that I still want to colonize your ass. So you see this type of this is like, wow.
But here's the beautiful thing. Here's the beautiful thing, right?
Out of order.
The people of Jamaica was like, we appreciate you for coming, but we're still planning on being independent. And oh, by the way, we would like an apology from you all for colonizing our country, and we want reparations.
And they ran because they ain't doing that. They just that's all kinds of out of orderness. What y'all think?
Right.
If y'all think that's some out of orderness, put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
Because that is some out of order shit. How dare you? Like everything, step 1, step 2, the whole thing was out of alignment.
Right.
But you see, we're waking up.
Well, it's starting the domino effect, and we want this to catch on.
Yeah.
Just like the whole men dates and woman dates caught on so quickly.
Yeah.
We need this to catch on. We need this to go viral and give a big FU to the
lizards.
Mm-hmm.
The lizards. It's okay. We all have our own worlds. We'll go back to that again. You don't need to control my world.
No.
You can't even control yours. Look how you look.
And you're probably not that royal, because why you asking me for money?
Right. I'm supposed to be the one you colonizing.
You got all the gold that you took from other countries and brought it into your vault, and you mean to tell me you can't pay for a plane ticket?
You want me to pay for your plane ticket?
We thought you had your own jet.
Right.
But anyway.
We waking up. This is what we saying. It's a shift in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people been asleep.
Yep.
And they're finally waking up. Like, hold up. Wait a minute. I don't need to be colonized.
Mm-mm. And
it's on a wide scale.
Yeah. And it's actually, and you know what? That's not even the controversial thing that I was going to say. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. But in the meantime, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, please feel free to drop it in the chat, and we'll dive into it as we can.
Yes.
Definitely do that. So once again, if you have a question, drop it in the chat, and we're going to go into it. But before I get into this, if any of this has been helpful for you up until this point, please give that thumbs up, share the video, and if you really want to show your support, definitely send a donation via Cashapp. And also, please remember that right now we are in the process of building up our Patreon.
Yes.
So if you would like to be a Patreon, please join the channel. Right now, we're still planning on putting some things together, but in order to do that, once again, we need that exchange of energy. We're not just going to put together this whole program and we ain't got nobody to show it to.
Anybody?
Okay? I mean, because You know what? This is not the field of dreams. If you build
Right,
it, that
right.
will
They
come.
will come.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
We,
yeah,
I'm sorry, we ain't doing that no more.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got to have the people there, like, okay,
Right.
because we already know what we're gonna do. So actually, in a sense, it is already
It
built.
is. It is.
But we're not gonna go into the whole rigorous mode if we ain't got nobody
Right.
to give it to. So
And it's a lot of good information too.
yeah,
A lot of helpful information.
yeah.
But right now we kind of working on some other projects. Beautiful projects with the artwork. You want to tell them about the NFTs?
Yeah, we'll tell you about the project that we're working on in just a moment. But I see we got some
Oh,
questions
we got
coming
questions.
in.
Okay, go
But
ahead, Dad.
let me get into the controversial thing.
Oh, let me light the sage, y'all, because I know
Go
when he
go
hits
go and light
something,
the sage real quick.
you know how he do. He don't got no breaks. Y'all think I'm bad?
Okay.
Light the sage real quick. Hold on, let me bless your voice box.
Oh, it's already blessed.
Let me extra bless it.
I already got the libations right here.
Put the libations on the water.
Let me libate myself real
Libate
quick.
the water. Libate the water. There you go. All right, let's
All right.
go.
It's already on the acacia wood.
Speak from the holy
If
holy
y'all
throne.
if y'all haven't seen that video with Brother Panic, Uncle Hank, and the Sister Dula, which we shared the video way back when they did the video, definitely check that out. Okay.
Magnet in the room.
This is something that I've noticed as a pattern. Okay. And whenever you see things popping up in patterns, that's one of your ways that your spirit team, your spirit guides, higher self, whatever you want to call it, is sending you a message. And it's definitely important that you pay attention to that message. And one of the messages that I've heard repeatedly for the past month from different YouTubers, from different conversations that I hear, just seeing things and reading and looking into some things, is that religion has to go.
Let me get some of that water over there. Thank you.
Okay, we're not talking about spirituality. Okay, I'm saying religion. Now, what? Just
see, if my mouth have water, I can't talk. So you see,
hold tight with me here for a moment, because once again, if you go back and you look into the etymology of the word religion, when you look at the root word of what it actually meant, you'll find the word relegua. And relegua means to bind and shackle. Okay? And for a lot of our individuals who want to move into higher levels of consciousness, and actually I'm gonna leave it at that. For those who want to move into higher level of consciousness, you have to expand outside of religion. And when you really look at it, there's only really about 3 major religions. All the other ones are just practices. They're practices in spirituality, like Buddhism and things of that nature. But for the most part, there's only really about 3 major religions, and all of them want you to give your power to somebody else. Okay? If you look at any other type of philosophy, you're talking about putting more back within you. Okay? So, religion has to go. Okay? We can be spiritual. We can tune in to ourselves. We can get our own answers. We don't have to pay penance or ties to somebody else in order to get the answers that we are seeking.
Now I will say this, because I know some people are in love with this trap box. Because that's what religion ultimately does, right? It's a trap box. It keeps you a slave.
Yes.
Many people are in bondage and they don't know. Many people are slaves and they don't know. And so when you tell someone, or you try to enlighten them, you bring the light to them. Have you ever been in the dark for a really long time, and then all of a sudden someone just comes and they flick the light on and you get annoyed? I know y'all had that experience. If you ever had that experience, you laying in the bed it's nice and dark, really dark, and your eyes has adjusted, so now you can see where the nightstand is. Now you can see what little things are because your eyes, you've been in there, you've been soaking up in the darkness,
Yeah.
and somebody just have this bright idea to come and just flick that shit on, and you will go like this. Oh shit! What you do that for? Right?
Right.
So when someone comes to tell you that you
Mhm.
need to let go of relegua, which literally, like my baby said, it means to shackle and bind, right?
Mhm.
You're now waking up the fact. You're waking up to the fact that you don't know what you're shackled and bind to.
Right.
And so now you got to go figure this out. But at first, it's going to piss you off, just like the lights switch on,
Yeah.
Your eyes are hurting, like, gosh, that's too bright. I can't. So
Hmm.
that information is going to act just like that light. It's
Yeah.
too bright.
Yeah.
Right? Because you like darkness. You're used to it. You're comfortable in it.
Mhm.
You could find everything. You might have to touch here to get it, but you know where everything is.
Yeah.
But when we tell you about that relegua gotta go, your eyes hurt now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So hey, we bringing some truth to you, and once again, this is not something that I'm just pulling out of my behind, okay? Because we do a lot of reading, and especially me, I have a little bit more time to read than my baby, so I'm like really deep into a lot of different books, and reading through some books that come through history. One of the things that I recently became aware of is this thing called the Black Mass. I was like, wow, Black Mass, like what is this? And it's actually some rituals that were done back way before the Inquisition and before they started burning witches at the stake. And I was like, wow, okay, this sounds like some really demonic type stuff. Like, where were they practicing this? They were practicing it in the church.
Man, y'all don't get me started with that church.
But let me go, because some of y'all may know about creating talismans. Hey, money is a talisman. You can make a medallion that's a talisman and things of that nature. And depending on whether you're using light work or using dark work to power that talisman, there's certain rituals that you do in order to power that said talisman. And back during the time when they were burning witches at the stake, you had preachers in the church who, because the king or the queen wasn't really paying them like they needed to in order to survive. So in order to survive, these priests would actually do rituals and things of this nature for the peoples, and actually people of nobilities, they would do rituals and things for the king. And here's one thing that actually blew my wig back. Which was that whenever one of these priests or anything would create a talisman for one of these nobilities, the kings or the queens or whatever, they would place the talisman underneath the pulpit and get the people from the congregation who were
none the
wiser as to what was going on. They would place the talisman underneath the pulpit so that when people would praise and sing, they think they're giving praise up, but they're sending it into the altar, into the talisman.
Can I get an amen? Because that's what they did. And probably to this day, I won't doubt it.
I would not
doubt it that they're still doing it up to this day.
Yes. So if you actually look up Black Mass, just look up that word and start looking through the different things that were going on, the people who were connected to the different kings and queens during that time. And you will actually see that one of the major occultists was a priest during that time.
Okay.
And you mean to tell me that it changed?
No, baby. They just made you think that they're not doing it when they are doing it.
So just shedding some light on something that you all may not have been aware of. And where did my hand do that from? Where did that come from? But yeah. But I'm just saying this, that religion has to go. Spirituality is the goal.
That's what you need.
Because spirituality sets you free. Religion
binds you, but you don't know what you're binding shackled to. That's your homework.
Yeah. So
go and find out
that.
What religion shackles and binds you to. And I guarantee you, when you find the answer, you won't want to have shit to do with religion no more.
Okay.
Because you realize that the very thing that they're teaching you to run from is the very thing that you're tied to.
Say,
that's all I'm saying.
The very thing they tell you to run away from, that's what they doing.
That's what they tie you to. The very, very thing. You see? That's how they work. That's how they operate. What's up is down, what's down is up. You know? So that's all we're going to say for now.
We're going to leave that there.
You're welcome. We're going to set you free tonight.
Drop that like on the video.
I see about 6 of y'all dipped out, but that's okay. See, we still got to come and give you the information. Sometimes you're not ready for it. Sometimes you are ready for it. You know, it might be something that you would think about a week or two down the line. You might see another message. It might be in alignment, and then you really start thinking, and then you'll act upon that thought. Eventually, you know, you're going to wake up. If you're meant to wake up, you will wake up.
Yes.
Okay? This message is not for the ones that are like NPCs.
Right.
Okay? Because we have a lot of NPCs on this particular realm. This message is not for them.
No.
This message is for the people who carry souls.
Yes. And this goes back once again to what I said in the beginning. This information is to raise your consciousness. Okay? And that's one of the things that religion, Relegua, doesn't want to be raised is your consciousness. They want to bind that consciousness.
Suppress.
Okay? So just keep that in mind. But let's get into some of these questions real quick. And actually, Miss say just going into what Next said here. Remember, somebody said if we stop working, the whole thing would collapse.
It's true. I mean, think about it. It will.
Now, that's one part of it. That's one part of it, Mix. And I don't know if you may have put the other part in.
That's facts.
But no, here's the thing, because the other thing is in here. Because so many people believe that the government is working. So many people believe that church is saving people.
Right.
So many people believe that, you know what, I have to obey the speed limit, which at a certain degree you should. Because some people don't need to be on the road. As we've seen in the past week, hell, we had an 18-wheeler move 4 lanes over
and jump right in front of us. Like,
okay. But
wanted to know if these hamburgers that they're giving out, if they're starting to get activated, because people just not acting right.
Yeah. But the other part, because even if people stop working, they have to give up the belief that authority is needed over their life.
And believe it or not, Max, you see that thing we just talked about, the Releg War? That Releg War, that Releg War is a hell of a freaking bind.
Yes.
Because they won't do it. They won't do it. They because the way they train them to think, the way they condition them to think, they're comfortable in bondage. They're comfortable being poor little me. You know, they're comfortable being, what do I know? I can't do it. You know, that mentality, you know, would prevent us from shutting this show down.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real.
And just remember, the original sin is when you go against yourself.
Right. That is the only sin.
That is the only sin. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And this question from I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name. But how do you know Dejanique? There you go. What's up, Dejanique? Good to see you in the building. She has here, how do I know I met my twin flame? I keep forgetting what these abbreviations. What does IK mean?
I know.
Oh, I know. It's off topic, but I haven't found any answer I can resonate with. Okay. Well, I will say this. The only reason that it doesn't resonate with you because it's not your truth. Okay. When you find your twin flame, there's a certain phrase that we have said, and we've actually seen that a lot of people say this when they find their twin flame. And I don't know if I want to say it because I don't want to plant that seed, but when you find your twin flame, there is an undeniable feeling that you feel when you're with that person. And it's not anything that's really tied to sex. It's not really thing about moving up in the world. It's not anything about them being cute or anything. It is like nothing that you've ever felt before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I know when, man.
Yeah.
When,
and listen, I'm gonna say this to this twin flame meeting situationship. And some people would like to get to their twin flame, right? But the funny thing is, a lot of us don't realize that you need to get to yourself. Getting to yourself will lead you to your twin flame. You know, it's like this is the inward journey. You know, it's an inward journey. Sometimes people make it seem so, oh, I found my twin flame, and you know, we eat an ice cream together, and look at us, we look alike. You know, taking pictures of half of the face, and oh, that's my twin. You know, it's real. That's just like the icing on the cake. But the real work that really leads you to your twin, that gets you to that place where you know it's undeniable, is the work that you do within, and just keeping it real. It's the hard work that you put in that really leads you to your other half.
right.
Because if you don't know who your twin is, it's just a reflection of what's going on the inside. You don't know who you are. You know, so you have to take the time to cultivate that relationship with you, because your twin is you.
And actually to piggyback and kind of pivot just a little bit off of what you just said, which is that we have to let go of what people said we are.
Right, that too.
Okay? Because see, that's the part that is messing us up. Because you know, so much we've gone through life and people have put labels on us. They put titles on us and said that we're this and that we're that. And I was like, hold up. I ain't none of that.
None of that shit.
Okay?
Not one.
Because, you know, let's just say for the stereotypical black man, right?
Oh, you ain't it,
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
For the stereotypical black man, you know, I'm a thug. I'm out here, I'm lazy, I ain't working, you know, I ain't got no education and things of that nature. I'm just a riffraff, a imbecile, you know, a monkey. Right? But when you sit back and, you know, if you're not aware that you're not those things, you know, you'll take that to heart. You're like, damn.
And carry it.
And that's heavy. It is heavy. But it's not you.
And it ain't true.
And, you know, there's so many things that are said about women.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah, a lot of things. You fast. Look at you. You got too many this. You got too many that. You just got a fat booty, but nobody wants you. Oh, your body count is high. Like, you know, you too old. You got too many kids. Like, you know, you don't wear enough makeup. You don't look like this model. You know, the list goes on and on and on and on. And when you really think about these things, these labels that people put on you, are half of them even true? Because sometimes you could be identifying with labels that were put on you since you were a kid, and you're really taking these things to heart and thinking that it's you, and it's not.
It is not you.
It is not you. You know, we cannot confuse ourselves with our experiences. You went through something, but that ain't you.
Right.
You know, you went through something to learn so that maybe you can grow and expand, but that something ain't you.
Yeah. So for those individuals who have not united with their twin flame, or even for those who are not in union with their twin flame, because if you're in union with your twin flame, something's going right and you've been able to shed some layers and things of that nature. But if you are not connected spiritually or physically with your twin flame, sit back and look at all of the labels that have been put on you since you came into this existence.
That's right.
And think about it and ask yourself, am I dumb? Am I dumb? No, I'm not dumb. I got a college education. I got a goddamn degree. What you talking about?
Right.
And Am I lazy? Like,
Mhm.
no, I get up every morning. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym. You know, I do this and I do that, and I'm doing all of this. So, like,
Yep.
hold on, I'm not lazy. Okay. And are you a sinner? What sin have you
Right.
committed?
Right. Jesus died. Remember, his only begotten son died for the sins. We good. Everybody
Yeah.
good. If your future sin and past sin, you good.
Yeah.
You ain't got no sins. What sin?
Yeah. So just step back and look at all of the labels, the good and the bad, right? And ask yourself, truly,
Mm-hmm.
if you were, like, for example, if you see a bum on the street, let's just say your stereotypical bum, because not all bums are equal, okay?
That's true.
Let's just say the stereotypical bum is somebody who just gave up on life and they're just laying on the street and they're just waiting to die. Are you a bum? Are you lazy like that?
Mm,
Right?
true. And we gotta look for the ones that we forgot about too. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look for the labels that we forgot about. The
Mm-hmm.
labels that were put on us at such a young age that we literally forgot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where shadow work comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to when you were 5. Go back to your earliest memories and search them archives.
Yes.
And some files need to be deleted so you can make room for more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some programs need to be upgraded, some programs needs to be deleted. This is all in shadow work. And let me tell you something about shadow work. It's not always easy. Okay, it's not always roses and daisies and roses. No.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes shadow works can take months. Sometimes it could take a couple years. Sometimes a couple days. It all depends on what you got in the junk in your trunk.
Yeah.
But you got to go through and you got to really clear those things out. We have a shadow work video for those of you who
On the website
it's on the website.
or
It's
on the actually it's on the Patreon now.
Yeah,
It's not on the YouTube because
we're shifting.
yeah we're shifting definitely, but a lot of that is on the Patreon page.
Mhm.
So if you want to look at the shadow work video,
Yeah.
hell, if you want to actually get access to the Joe Dispenza books and not have to pay anything for it,
Oh my
other than
gosh.
just having access to the
Yeah.
Patreon, you can find it on there as well. And let me just drop that in there one more time.
Yeah, that book is very, very,
Yeah,
very
so
good.
that's something to definitely look into. So just drop these labels and really get to the core of who you are.
Right.
And nobody can tell you what that is. Because if somebody is telling you what you are, it's not true.
And that ain't it. Now if you're telling yourself something
Mm-hmm.
and someone else is saying it and it matches with what you're saying, then that's different.
Right.
Right? Because they might be able to pick up. Maybe they're really extra sensitive, right?
Right.
But that initial light comes from within.
Yes.
That recognition comes from within.
Yeah.
So don't let nobody tell you who you are. That's for you to know and for them to find out.
Right.
Okay? And once you start peeling away from the labels that were given to you from the time you were a little kid, then that uncovers the true you, the real you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And once you start spending time with that real you, the things that resonate would resonate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you'll start to know that, oh, that's when that feeling will come. Because now you're in the essence of your allness.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see you now, you recognize you.
Right.
It's not a doubt. You recognize it. You feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's magnetism.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay. Now I see what they were talking about. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to peel away at them layers. One by one, like Cobra Africans. One by one, peel away at them layers. I'm not ugly. I'm not fat. I'm not dumb.
Right.
I'm not this. I'm not that. Whatever all those things, dust that's upon you, you strip it away. Sometimes it might take a month to strip one layer away. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it might just take you 5 minutes to strip one away. That's
Right.
okay too. But you just keep going. You keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully that was helpful for y'all. We really do. Because that's a breakthrough right there. Okay? That's a breakthrough. But real quick, on this message that Empress of Duality put up here, she said, "Damn, I just saw a visual. I'm reading this. I'm reading this like Like, let me see if I can read it like her. Like, damn, I just noticed, I just saw a visual of Jesus on the cross, shackled and bind. People is wearing this symbol a lot.
Wow.
Let me see. But when you really think about that, when you look at the symbolism of Jesus on the cross, he up there, flat out, nailed to a cross, can't go nowhere, can't do nothing. Like, and you want to be like Jesus?
I don't know. They might be grateful for what he did. That's why they say they wear it as a remembrance of what he did. But you know, when I realized, you know what really got me with that whole Jesus thing? What clicked for me with the whole religion thingy-majiggy with that? When I realized that, you know, they would tell you that, you know, voodoo is wrong, right? They'll tell you that witchcraft is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll tell you, oh, that's of the devil. You know, you don't do stuff like that. When the people in Haiti, you know, they go and they catch their chicken and they sacrifice their chicken and they use the blood for their sacrifices. You know, oh, that's voodoo. They're going to hell. Okay, right? So I'm like, okay, they're going to hell. All right, but then every Sunday in most churches, right, they drink wine, right? Which is a replica or representation of blood that was shed on Calvary, right? So you are symbolically drinking the blood. Okay? It don't stop there. That's not what fucked me up. The part that fucked me up is when they're eating the bread. That's what got me. I was like, oh shit. Look, because you know when you see things differently for the first time, you see the whole shit. You see the whole toot and kabang. Okay, when you really think about what you're doing, before you're just going along and program, you know, you do it as you're told. But when you realize what you're doing, shit changes. Okay, so when I realized when the words started turning over my head, take this bread. This is my body. Hold up, what? Eat this for the remembrance of me. Okay. So we're doing this voodoo, this witchcraft, because you want me to drink your blood and eat your body? And the way they get you is they tell you it's symbolic. But that's what you think they be pouring libations for doing all? It's symbolic. It's a representation of. So what you mean to tell me if you had the real thing, you would do it? It's a representation of the real thing. So when you're drinking somebody, that's vampiric. When you put that thing in your mouth and you say, I'm drinking this in the replacement of the blood. So if the blood was here, I would have drank the blood. And I'm eating this bread in replacement of the body because the body ain't here. It ain't here. So I'm going to just use this bread to pretend that I'm eating the body. This is a ritual. This is witchcraft.
Facts.
So when you really think about what you're doing, you're telling other people not to do it, but you're doing it even on other levels. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what blew my wig back. When I really realized what that really meant.
Yeah.
Not what they try to trick you to believe, but what it actually means.
Yeah.
Okay?
And on this next one here, this is actually to piggyback off of what Deshanique said before, and we're talking about the labels.
Being a bad kid.
You know what? See, in situations like this, when you got these labels as a kid, this is where the real work comes in.
That's the harder ones.
Because you have to understand, like if you have a child right now, and we know that the words that we say affect the kids.
And it echoes.
Okay? Because it's even like now when our kids do something that we don't approve of, we say that that behavior is not acceptable. You're not a bad kid. It is the actions that are not acceptable because of this, and that. Right? We go through and we break down how that action actually is not reciprocated. Like, like for example, not sharing. Like, you want somebody to share with you, but you don't want to share with somebody else. That's not fair. And you break things down like that.
Right.
So understanding that our parents,
Man,
bless their hearts,
bless them.
they didn't have the knowledge.
They really, a lot of them really was just trying. They was just using whatever information they had
Mm-hmm.
and the resources they had to really do what they did. And sometimes it was shitty.
Yeah.
But bless their heart, they didn't know no better. Now, the traumas that they put on us, right?
Mhm.
It's not our faults.
No.
Sometimes it ain't even theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It is not about fault, but it is our responsibility
Mm-hmm.
to clean that bad boy up and to
Yep.
evolve past it. Even though it's not our fault, it is our responsibility. So once you recognize these things, and sometimes it takes some time before we can recognize, these toxic traits
Mm-hmm.
that were handed down by our parents.
All right.
Right? Like somebody telling you that you're a bad kid. And sometimes as a parent, they don't even look at themselves to see that the reason why I'm bad is because I'm following after you. You want to tell me, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other, but yet you're doing everything that you told me not to do, plus some more.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing how kids operate, they're really not too much going to listen to what you're saying, what to do. They're going to follow suit as far as your actions.
Yes.
A lot quicker, than really the words.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go back and you think about when your parents were telling you that you're a bad kid,
Mm-hmm.
look back at the environment and be honest with yourself.
Mm.
And and see where did you pick up these traits from, because 9 times out of the 10 it's from in your environment.
Yeah.
The other one out of the 10 is from past lives DNA codes that probably unlocked before it was supposed to.
Right.
Right? Or carried over from past lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter. Either way, as long as you are able to recognize it, you're winning.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because some people can't recognize it.
That's a beautiful thing. All right. Let me see. And please forgive us, because I see that there are a lot of chats that are coming through, but we kind of scrolled up to the top to try to see what
Make our way
questions
downtown.
that we missed. So please forgive us. We're making our way downtown, walking past racing home, and we're homebound. Oh boy. Okay. Famous words of
Sounds like a vampire to me. That's exactly what it sounded like in my head when I first realized, Jay-Z, what the freak I was doing. It like just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I felt like a vampire, exactly. Drinking somebody's blood.
Now, actually, Dejanique.
Hey, wait a minute, yo, wait a minute. That's my favorite.
Go on, read it.
That's my favorite line, Dejanique. That I love that. Ain't it funny that Jesus created the devil, but won't defeat him without sacrificing his life? Listen, I always put this thing in layman terms to my kids to get them to really understand the buffoonery before them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's just come down to a mundane, everyday world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normal. Look at it from a mundane perspective. Okay. I know a lot of people in here are parents, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, before we go into that, let's just correct something real quick. Because when you look into the Bible, it wasn't Jesus who created the devil, because God created everything, right?
Right.
Which means that He created God, He created Jesus, and He created the devil or Satan at once. So it's not Jesus who did it, but it's God who did it. But go ahead.
Yeah, God created everything.
Yeah.
God created evil also. Bet you didn't know that. God created evil. Hold on, I'm gonna read it to you. But anyhow, let's say Dejanique, right? I know you have a kid. You probably have a son, I think, right? So let's say that you only have one son, okay? That's it. You don't have no more kids. You ain't claiming nobody else. Like God had one begotten son.
Mm-hmm.
God ain't claiming nobody else but Jesus. Just keep that in mind, okay?
Yep.
So if he's only claiming Jesus as his son, how is everybody else children of God? If he only said he got one son, where you come from? How come that's your father? He ain't claiming you. That's number one, right? And what type of father, what type of parent would actually sacrifice their own child, right? I'm just saying, thinking logically, come out of the whole holier than now, what they taught you to think, just using your brain for a minute. What type of father? Because if I came to you with this story without using God or anything, if I told you, yo, I met this dude, yo, guess what he did? You'd be like, what? He killed his son. You'd be like, his own son? Yeah. How he killed him? He shot him? Nah, he didn't shot him. He hired some mobsters to hang his son on a cross and kill him. And one of them poked his side and he bled to death. You're going to be like, what type of father is that? And then you're going to be, I'm going to be like, well, he said they had this dude that was bothering everybody. Some type of devil dude. And he was just there terrorizing everybody. So he said, you know what? I know how I'm going to fix this. I'm going to have somebody murder my son. That's how I'm going to solve it. I mean, I know I have the power to take this dude out, but nah, I'm not going to take him out. I don't know. I'm going to get some people to kill my own son. I'm not even going to do it myself. I'm going to get somebody else to do it for me.
Wow.
And then when I'm done with that, then I'm going to tell them that that's for their sins, for their future sins. Mm-hmm. And then what I'm going to do after that, I'm going to turn around and be like, nah, they can still go to hell. No, it's not for all future sins. They got to say these words first. That's right. They got to say these. Listen to it on a mundane level and see how crazy that shit sounds. Mm-hmm. Right? And then you got Moses in the Bible, or was it Abraham?
This was one of them. Who took their son up to the top of the mountain and as a test of God to say he was going to kill him. But then here comes God coming in. Nah, don't do it.
I'll play.
I was just playing.
You.
Now you gonna do it for real, weren't you?
You was gonna kill it for me.
You gonna kill it for
shit. That's my nigga was gonna do that shit for me. You might rather die now. What?
Wait, what kind of games?
That shit is toxic. And you see, they have all of these people reading these toxic stories on a subconscious level, and they're wondering why their lives are so toxic. It's because this is the freaking pillars of what they teaching you every Sunday. Toxicity. You know?
Yeah.
But we too programmed to see the truth, you know? We scared we're gonna go to hell. No, I got news for you. Your soul is fire. It can't burn. Okay? Yeah. You ever seen the sun burn? The sun can't burn. It's the soul, son. Soul of flare, soul. So that shit was made up.
All right.
And the sad thing is the Roman Catholics admitted that it was made up.
Yep.
But you know what they said? The people when the Roman Catholic priests told them they made the whole shit up, they say they still believe. They still believe. See, once they could get you to believe something, then you don't care about the truth because you already replaced the belief with the actual fact. So I don't do that whole nursery rhyme stories. Those things, it don't add up, man. I'm sorry. I'm an intelligent person, and a lot of those stories don't add up. Even though there are some really good texts within that Bible, because a lot of them were taken from other places. But the way that Mr. James arranged that version, okay, it's very conflicting.
Yeah, and just to add the icing on the cake, because it looks like we got through all of the questions that were in there.
Yeah, I gotta see this one right here.
Look, this one really pissed me off when I found out about this. Hopefully y'all are ready for this, okay? Let me share this and shout out to our brother
Rashad, yes.
Rashad Jamal for pointing this out. And if you all are not a follower of him,
please go follow that brother.
Yeah, he's dropping some stuff in there.
They stay trying to get at him too.
But this right here, let me pull this up. Hopefully this works.
This is gonna blow y'all wigs back right here.
Okay. This right here. If you all know what this act is, drop a 1 in the chat.
See, this is how you know you're in the Matrix. You see what it's called? Smith. This is for the Smithitherians.
If you all, this is the last thing, and we're gonna head out of here because we gotta let our people know about this, because this shit right here. Oh my goodness.
This is just diabolical.
If you all have ever seen this, please drop a 1 in the chat.
Very diabolical.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of the Smith how do you say that? Smith Mundoon Act. Okay. If you've seen this before, drop a 1 in the chat. If not, drop a 2. So if you've seen this before, drop a 2. Excuse me. If you have seen this, drop a 1. If you haven't, drop a 2. Okay, Jay-Z, you in the building. She got a 1. Okay, you've seen about this. Okay. Is there anybody who has no knowledge as to what the Smith-Mundoon Act is? And I'm probably butchering that last part. Please forgive me. Okay. Okay, so we got some people who haven't. Okay. Now this is something that was new to us.
Very new.
And once again, a lot of times when you come into truth, most of the time it's gonna piss you off. Just giving you facts. Okay. But we're just gonna read just a small portion of this, but we definitely encourage you to go through and do your own digging. Because once I went through and did my own digging on this and finding the all of the paperwork that's filed in Congress and things of this nature, it may piss you off. Okay. Well, let me just zoom in a little bit here because we just want to get this on the record. We want to get this on the tape, as if Bobby Hemmett would say.
And this is real, guys. Okay. We didn't make this shit up. It's for real.
Okay. Let's see. Which part should we read from? I'm just gonna read. You want to read just this first paragraph, babe?
Can you see if I can pronounce these spells?
Okay.
Okay. So the act was developed to regulate broadcasting. We already know what broadcasting is. Okay. Broad, which means far, cast. You're casting something, right? Like a spell. So to regulate broadcasting of programs, which is a spell, for foreign audiences produced under the guidance by the State Department. And it prohibited domestic dissemination of materials produced by such programs as one of its provisions. The original version of this act was amended by Smithitherians, which is called the Mount Modernization Act of 2012, which allowed for materials produced by the State Department and the Broadcasting Board of Governors to be disseminated, which means widely spread within the United States.
Okay. So, what does this mean, right? What does this act mean? Well, we're just going to give you the Cliff Notes version of this. But once again, as you dig through even further and you go into and you can read a little bit more into this, pretty much what was going on is that when this act was first put in, which was in 1948, right? Actually, 1945 is when it was put in, is that they wanted to control the narrative as to what foreign countries perceive the U.S. to be, right? So they wanted to control, and you'll see when you look through on this act, they wanted to control the movies, the television, the radio broadcast, everything that had to do with media. They wanted to have complete control over it so that they can spread their own propaganda. And it's actually in the whole bill that they actually have propaganda. Now, what is propaganda? Propaganda is like when let's just say you wanted to spread a lie and say that America is the greatest country in the world and we got the best education. You want to spread that propaganda out when you ain't got no facts to back it up.
No numbers.
And you ain't got no numbers to back it up. And then when you actually do a little bit digging into it, you find out that the United States is pretty dumb when it comes to education. But if you wanted to control that narrative, then you had to control all types of media that was going out, from newspapers, television, radio, broadcasting, movies, all of that stuff. You had to control that. Okay? And so that act was put into place, and actually it was the let me bring it back. Once again, we definitely encourage you all to do your own research, dig into this, because hey, you may find something different than what we found, but to be honest with you, when you start digging into this stuff, you're probably gonna find the same thing.
And you're gonna find some more stuff too.
Okay? But pretty much what happened was that when this was first installed, they were disseminating propaganda to foreign countries. And there was a limitation that this propaganda would not be spread domestically. Okay? And in 2012, it was amended so that the states and their departments could disseminate this propaganda, this false information, domestically.
Yeah.
So
this shit right here, boy.
In a nutshell, what this act is pretty much done is allowed governments and authorities to legally lie to you.
Ain't that some shit, y'all? Smithsonian Act.
Yeah, this is why religion and authority figures got to go, because these authority figures have actually put a freaking law in place that they can lie to you legally. Thank you, Rashad Jamal, for putting this out.
Yeah, because I didn't realize these people is this diabolical. Like,
yeah,
you literally made it legal to tell lies.
Yeah, so
for you to tell lies. Sorry.
Yeah, for you
to tell
but
lies.
If we go, oh wow, I did something I ain't supposed to be doing. Hold on, let me bring that back. Hopefully, I didn't mess nothing up. Come on back. Okay, there we go. I wanted to make that small. I didn't want to do that. Okay. What was I about to say?
No, we was just saying how they could do this, but the regular mundane person can't.
Right. So if we go into court and say that, no, Your Honor, I didn't stab that person in the chest, and you say, oh, you just gonna come up here and lie? Like, no, Judge, I'm not lying to you. I'm just following the protocol of the Smith-Mundoon Act of 2012. I'm just following protocol, sir. And
your ass is not. That is not for you.
That is not gonna fly. They're gonna slap your butt in jail. ASAP.
You can't use this.
You can't use it. We can't use it.
They could use it.
But these authority figures who we've put our trust in the past, because we ain't putting it no more. Those who we considered authority figures were given the power to just lie straight to our face.
That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power, man.
We're gonna use your taxes to fix the infrastructure. And you got potholes and everything in the road and shit's all fucked up. Oh yeah, we're gonna put the money into the school systems, but kids got out-of-date books. Oh yeah, we're gonna help the community when you got food deserts in certain cities.
Yeah, it's not a lot of stuff being done that they say they doing, but this is the reality of this situationship. But it takes a lot of our awakened brothers and sisters to really stand up and start making a change.
Right.
But the change first begins within.
Right.
We change the world by changing ourselves and shifting our frequency. If we all shift our frequency individually, it's going to start becoming a collective change.
There you go.
You change the way that you perceive things, right? Instead of wanting to believe something, see it for what it is. Don't focus so much on, oh, I believe. even though you see the truth and the facts staring you in front of your face, you have to acknowledge it. You can't just want to continue to believe a lie,
Right.
because we're not going to get any place with that type of energy.
Yeah. And don't let these words put these spells over you. Just because they're using big words like propaganda
They do that
and
shit
all
the
this
time.
other stuff, actually look up those words.
Yeah.
And when you look up those words and you find out what the base definition is, like, hold on, okay, you know, you can remember that there were many news broadcasters that were going on talking about people spreading propaganda, all this stuff. Like propaganda is a bad thing when y'all do it legally. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, we just wanted you guys to be aware of that.
All right.
Just a quick recap of what we covered. Keep in mind, guys, remember, when you leave this live, remember that everyone that you encounter, they carry their own world with them. And how you interact with them can affect their world as well as yours. Okay? Because they have their perception, you have your perception, and perception creates our reality.
Right.
Okay? And just keep in mind that this world is not as it seems.
It's not.
Look at the words. Pay attention to the etymology. All of the words. Look at the words. Break them down. A word has a prefix. It has a suffix. It has a prefix, which means before. A suffix, which is the middle. And the prefix, root word, and suffix. There you go. So that's what makes up a word. So really start diving into these words. Go back to the original meaning of the word. Meaning, what was this word intended to mean? Because they like to switch it up to confuse you after a while.
Yeah.
So go back. Really digress. Really dissect these words to see what they mean. Because these words, you learn how to spell for a reason. Okay.
Yes. And actually, one real thing, quick one to think of, is the Statue of Liberty. It's not the Statue of Freedom. It's the Statue of Liberty. Liberty is something that is given to somebody. Like, it's a liberty for somebody to come into our house. It's like a permission to do something.
So the Statue of Permission.
It's the Statue of Permission. It is not the Statue of Freedom. It is the Statue of Permission.
The Statue of Permission. Y'all leave me alone on this set.
Really think about that. Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Permission. That's what it is. See, you have to really understand what these words mean, because they play on us with these words. And sometimes you're so used to hearing certain words. Sometimes we formulate our own meaning as to what these words mean, but they really mean something else. Right? So today for homework, guys, we're going to send you to study words.
Yes.
All of these words you thought that you knew, go look them up and see what they really mean. And watch how your world starts changing, because as you really start to realize what these words mean, your perception, which is how you view the world around you, is going to change. And then after that perception change, your reality is going to change. The way that you interact with others around you is going to change.
Yeah.
If you need to do your shadow work, go get it done.
Right. And just real quick about this Smith-Muldoon Act, you can think about it because, like somebody just put down here, propaganda is public relations and marketing. If you look at that clip of all of the different news stations saying the same thing, repeating the same script every time from one city to the next, like, hold on, everybody got the script? Yeah, these states put out what they want to put out. Okay? That's why news ain't real news. Okay? LeBron James laughing at Macy Gray is not fucking news. Okay?
This place is
just... But that's neither here nor there. But that's all we had for you all this evening. We want to thank you all so much for tuning in with us. What you got going on here?
I was just looking something here.
Oh, okay. Really quick. All right. But yeah, so that's what we have for you all this evening. We want to thank you all so much for rocking with us and hanging in here. Once again, if you haven't dropped a thumbs up on that video, definitely give that thumbs up. Like this video. share, subscribe.
Yes.
If you want to show more support towards this channel, you can send it to our Cash App. The link is in, at least the ID is in the description. And also, if you want to become a Patreon, the link is in the description as well. And you can click on that link in there to join our Patreon. Because we got the information, we just wait for y'all to come in.
Right,
all right,
right. And we every now and again, guys, we gonna rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna rock that boat. So that's just what we do. That's how you grow. You know, you gotta. That's how we grow. We evolve, right?
Right. All right, y'all. So we love y'all so much.
So much, guys.
So much.
Peace
out.